All right, behind me, I have the Puckipuppy Labrador. Absolutely amazing bike, 750 watts, goes up to 30 miles an hour. Super buttery smooth ride with full suspension front and back. For the price point that you get with everything that performs on this bike, it's absolutely amazing. You're gonna wanna stick around for this review. We're gonna be going over the specs, some ride footage, and who this bike is really gonna be best for. Let's get started. Unboxing and assembling the Puckipuppy Labrador was pretty easy to do. It's a little heavy, so just keep that in mind. I did have to unwrap a lot of protective wrapping on the bike. I also put on the handlebars and then added flat out tire sealant to both the front and the rear tires, just to make sure that I didn't get any flat tires while out on the road. Next, I took it off the stand and I made sure that everything was aligned properly with the steering. And if you notice the box, I just want to make note that it does say Flamingo, but this is the Labrador. I guess there was a model name change from Flamingo to Labrador, but everything runs great. The headlights were put on and I was ready to ride. All right, so we're walking up to the Puckipuppy and we're going to go over some of the specs here from front to back. And first I want to point out we do have a 26 by 4 inch fat tire in the back, and these tires are absolutely huge. And I know that, you know, they're supposed to be all kind of same as 26 by 4 inch, but there's something about these tires that it just seems so much bigger. Maybe because there's no fender, because this bike does not come with fenders, as you can see, which is absolutely fine, because when you're riding on the off-road and that's where you want to take this thing, you don't want it bouncing all over the place and making a lot of rattling noise. But I gotta say, when I do ride and it doesn't have fenders like this, a lot of this dirt and stuff just goes flying up into my shoes. But that's fine. I mean, like I said, I don't have too much of a problem with that. Also, of course, if it's wet, you're going to have those splashes that come up on you. But hey, that's part of the fun, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the gearing here. We have 7-speed Shimano tourney derailleur. 7 gears in the back here. They work absolutely fine. Good ratio, actually, because even at almost close to 30 miles an hour, I can still kind of push the bike if I wanted to, pedaling a little fast. So that's really good with the type of gearing ratio that they have with this front sprocket here. I don't know how many teeth that's on there. It looks a little smaller. I'm going by the feel of how fast I need to pedal at certain higher speeds. I'll talk about this pedal here. Nothing really amazing about the pedal, but they are really good. I like how they're thin. They do hold my feet or my shoes into the pedals very well. They stick well, so I don't have to worry about me slipping them slipping off. But as you can see here in this frame, this is one of the cool things about this bike. It is a full suspension bike that has both front and rear. That's why it's full, right? So we have a front suspension that has not only lockouts here, but also preload adjustments on this side, as you can see. So that actually is just really good shocks all the way. Next, we have this mid shock here that does a really good job of absorbing a ton of the bumps. So your buttery smooth ride is pretty much everywhere on road or off-road. It's super, super fun. And then we have our seat as we move a little higher. And you can see, super soft seat. I mean, it's wide, comfortable, just I really am just so impressed that they put such a great seat on it, because I could sit on that all day, and you know, it's one of those things that does make a big difference when you're first starting out and riding on a new bike, on how if you're not used to riding and sitting on seats long term, sometimes it actually gets very tiring because your butt's sore. We also have the motor here, which is 750 watts. Okay, so 48 volts and 750 watts. I'm not exactly sure if that's 750 watts peak or nominal. I have a feeling it might actually be peak, but again, it'll be in the description below. Once I figure out or find out from them what the controller is, then we'll get some better ideas on what that would be more so. But one of the reasons why I don't think it is because it's not as torquey as a lot of the other 750 watt bikes that I've ridden, especially for this size, but it doesn't need to be. For one, it's a very smooth pickup, and that's what I really like about it. There is a small delay with this cadence sensor that's in here. I don't know how many magnets there are, but you can tell that it's not a high magnet system. But again, with the throttle starting me off, that's fine. It works out really well when I use it as a combination. Beautiful styling on the bike. As we're looking through here, the other thing I wanted to bring up is, of course, if it's going to bring you to 30 miles an hour, how do you stop? And we have Logan hydraulic brakes here. These brakes work phenomenal. The back wheels will lock up in a heartbeat. The front wheels will probably do it too, but I'm not real used to doing that kind of riding where I'm locking up my front brakes really hard. But I have seen guys actually do a front wheelie or endo where they're standing up on the front wheel using these brakes, and like I said, I don't have any problems with it. Going 30 miles an hour, I feel very comfortable that if I hit it, I'll be able to stop in a very, very quick distance that I'm anticipating it would. As you can see here, we have the battery. Okay, so I got the key out here, stick it in there. Now I'm gonna pop it down. It does have a safety latch here, but just in case, I like to put my finger there just in the way to make sure that it doesn't pop further than that. We have our safety grab there. Then with my other hand, let's go ahead and pull this open. This will come down. Oh, I gotta turn the handlebars. 1 second. Okay, I'll turn the handlebars a little, get this out, and then, oh, okay. Okay, so now that we have the battery out, here we have a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery, 960 watt hours. Works out really well. That's the size of the battery. I'll show you how it puts back in. It's very easy to go ahead and do that. Just to get in here, pops into the bottom. Bring this up here, close that in, pull out the key, and of course just make sure that it's tight. That's it. I'll go over some of the display features once I get back into the garage. Okay, so I'm back in the garage and we can go ahead and see how this display works. So I've been holding down the button for a few seconds. That'll turn on the display. You see how it says hello, and now we have our display on and running. So basically it's a really basic display, but like I said, here's the battery level or power level, and for some reason it bounces up and down. I'm not exactly sure what causes that, but that kind of gives you an idea where you're at. This battery is maybe 80% still charged after today's ride, but it wasn't an exceptionally long ride. But the battery does say that it could go, I think, up to like 80 miles. The battery does have quite a bit of charge still left in it, but as you can see, there's just the miles per hour, and if you hold down the plus and the minus together, then it goes into a menu, and very simple menu. And by going up and down through the menu buttons, you can see that it's going through each here as I'm pushing the buttons going down. And I can reset my trip just by using the power button at the same time, reset that. Then you can see it goes back to 0 miles. And now I'm going to go back into the menu, holding this down again. Once the menu goes in, I'm going to go through each one. The brightness is the brightness of the screen. So hitting the power button, I can see level 1, 2, 3. Hit that there. So really, really bright days, you can actually have that set to cover a lot. The unit, we have kilometers and miles per hour. That's great there too. And then startup mode, we have free mode and safe mode. Free mode, I think safe mode, it means that you have a delay a few seconds before it actually starts kicking on. The free mode actually has a half pedal delay. Now, I thought it was a full pedal, but it's a half pedal, and that is strong enough. I mean, you don't need to actually have anything, I don't think you really need to have it go any higher than that. Then you also have your startup mode. So that's everything that we have in this menu, hitting the light button. Okay, so here's the headlight. As you can see, it's fairly bright. Turning it on and off I like that it's a single push. So it does have that. But that's pretty much the whole display. As you go up and down your PS levels, you can see it goes up and down. If you hold down the down button, I'm going to hold it down now, you'll see that the bike kicks on. So it has like a walk mode. And the good thing is, I know some people will say that they'd rather have it where it stays on, but this one you have to hold it down in order for the walk mode to stay continuous. So this is the display, very graphical, very nice, easy to see. This bike does not come with the cell phone holder or with this bottle bag holder. You can get these at the ebikeproducts.com/shop site. And I put these on there. I do sell these accessories because a lot of e-bikes, and this one is included in that category, does not come with bottle cage bosses. So without bottle cage bosses, there's no place to actually hold a water bottle. This bag works phenomenally and on a lot of different bikes. Very versatile. You can, again, and the cell phone holder as well. with this type of wide handlebars, a lot of display space for you to go ahead and put a lot of accessories. My camera is actually mounted on here when we're riding on this side, cell phone, water bottle, and then this of course is a GPS tracker, so that what you're seeing in the overlay of the speeds is actually coming from this. So that's the actual bike speed that you're seeing from GPS satellite tracking. All right, coming on, stepping back a little more from this, this is pretty much the whole bike. There's not like a ton of really special features that, you know, make it kind of gimmicky. This is actually just a clean off-road, full suspension, super smooth riding e-bike, and that's kind of what everybody wants. I mean, you don't want anything, you don't need to have all of the other type of gimmicks that will be added into, like syncing with your phone and all this. This display is actually really clean. There is a battery level on this side here, and then of course you have your PS levels on the side. As I go up, you can see that this gauge kind of goes up there. Very clean display. I mean, there's not really a lot to it. There's also a time of your trip ride, and then also the mileage of this trip. So you have a lot of different necessary features, but nothing excess. It has everything that you kind of want in a performance bike, with hydraulic brakes and, you know, strong motor, big battery, and full suspension. Again, makes this ride just so smooth, so much fun. If you're thinking about getting a Puckipuppy bike, then you want to go to ebikeproducts.com/Puckipuppy. It is an affiliate link. I do get credit for it. This will take you to the Puckipuppy website, give you some special deals. There's actually a code EB50 at the time of this video that you can use to get a discount on the bike as well. So be sure to check that out in the description. Again, that's EB50. That's what you're going to end when you check out. And again, that's ebikeproducts.com/Puckipuppy. It's so hard to say, Puckipuppy. That'll take you there to the website. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.